Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, January the 8th, 2025. Wednesday, January the 8th. Okay, let's jump right into it. I've got a quick little video clip that I definitely want to jump right in. Let me turn this camera off so that I could play the video clip. Let's see what's going on with this video. There it is. Jason comes from the back with the blanket, covers up Michael. He pats out that fire. Jason is saves the day. Now, Michael, they got him out, and you could clearly see the burns on his body in that scene. You could see the burns on his body. Whew, that was pretty doggone deep. Okay, so now turning this camera back on. Um, I got some snippets of that scene there. You see that picture there on the bottom right, leg on the right side, badly burned, the arm on the left side, which is what was up on top of that couch, even though truly it was really his right arm on top of the couch, but whatever. But oh my goodness, when they showed him in the hospital, because of course they Sonny called 911, ambulance came, they got him out the burning apartment. He's in the hallway of the building, and they get him to GH. Lucas is on duty, and he hears sees them bringing the gurney in. He goes, "What do we have?" He goes, "A burn victim, burns over 30 third degree burns over 30% of his body." And Lucas is like, "Oh my goodness!" And he looks through the oxygen, the ammo bag, and he sees this Michael, and he's like, "Oh my God." So Portia comes running over. "Dr. Jones, what can I do?" He goes, "Page Dr. Gannon." Isn't it interesting how the transplant doctor is becoming the main doctor at GH? That's interesting, right? So they get him into trauma room, whatever. And Sonny's like, "Take care of my son, Lucas. Take care of Michael." And he goes, I will. So the way Carly finds out, she's at Brio, that little Cafe Brioche or Cafe Cherie. And she told Jack her dinner date got canceled, yeah, he could join her. So they're, doing their usual flirty chit chat with each other. They're cute to me. I like those two. Now, somebody said in Comment Corner, like, "What's behind your head?" The other chair I was using kind of had a neon green headrest. This one here has a red one. And unfortunately, the way Zoom works, the green screen, it doesn't completely cover, if you have bright colors behind you. So just ignore it, y'all. So anyway, um, so what happens is one of the servers, the manager at uh Cafe Cherie is saying, "No, we cannot deliver to Port Charles Plaza Apartments," right? Which I'm just making that name up. And Carly recognizes the name. He goes, "No, there's a fire on the top floor." And Carly's like, "Wait, what? What, what are you saying?" So she goes, "What's this about a fire?" He goes, "Yeah, we just got word there's a fire in the top floor of the Port Charles Plaza, right? Apartments or penthouse, whatever." He didn't say penthouse because he didn't know, but top floor. And so Carly looks at Jack and he goes, "What's going on?" She goes, "Sonny lives in that building." So now she's panicking. She's picking up the phone. Um, I didn't know who she was calling because she ends up walking into GH, because it never showed Jason or Sonny calling her. So I don't know who Carly picked up the phone and called. Maybe one of them and they didn't answer. How she knew to get to the hospital, I don't know. But she and Jack, get to the hospital, or she figured that the penthouse is Sonny's floor. Sam and the other penthouse apartment are empty. So she got there, she saw Jason, she saw, so she goes, oh my God, okay. And they got soot all over them, right? And she goes, okay, so you're okay, Sonny. What happened? He goes, there was a fire explosion in my apartment. She goes, Jason, okay, okay. And she's looking at him, giving him a little medical exam up head to toe. She goes, you're okay. He goes, we're fine, Carly, we're fine. She goes, if you're both okay, why are you here like this? And Sonny said, it's Michael. She goes, what? And Jason goes, I'm sorry, Carly. Michael got badly burned in the fire. And she goes, how badly burned? And Jason goes, it's bad, Carly. We don't know. So she looks at Sonny. She goes, what happened? And he goes, Jason and I, we were talking and we were talking out in the hallway, or either Sonny or either Jason was explaining it to her, one of the two. And no, I think it was Jason. And he goes, and Sonny's door blew open and we saw the flames and we rushed in. She looked at Sonny and she said, somebody was trying to take you out. And Michael got caught in the crossfire. Oh, come on now. And she puts her hand up on her face. Now, mind you, as she's talking to Sonny and Jason, I noticed Jack Brennan hot footing it out of the hospital. And I'm like, where's Jack going like that? Is he getting ready to go pick up, saying, hey, who did this? What's the intel we got on who blew up Corinthos's penthouse apartment? I don't know what Jack was going to do, right? So anyway, Jocelyn was clearing out Dex's stuff and Trina was helping her. And Trina's in the back room and Jocelyn runs across Dex's gun box and she's picking up the gun. She's looking at the gun and Trina comes out from the back. So she puts it down and Trina says, okay, Joss, we're pretty much done. We got these couple little boxes. Do you want me? Because Jocelyn first says, well, I got one more drawer to clear out. She goes, do you want me to help you clear out that last drawer so we could go together? And Jocelyn's like, no, I want to stay here for a while. And Trina tried to talk her out of it. And I fast forwarded the rest of their conversation because she's like, it's not good for you to be in here alone, Josh. She goes, no, I won't stay long. I promise. But I want to do this last drawer alone and blah, blah, blah. So Trina leaves. And Jocelyn picks up the gun again. She cocks open the chamber. She sees there's no bullets. She sees the bullets because Dex had his little box of bullets. And she's holding the bullets. Now, she did not load the gun. I was surprised. She didn't load the gun, but she was holding it, thinking, what am I going to do with this gun? Because I think I'm keeping it. Really, that's what you could tell her brain. I think I'm keeping it. So as she's looking at the gun, there's a knock on the door, like a frantic knock. So she puts the gun and the bullets in this box that's on the coffee table that she's packing. The box that says save, right? Stuff for her she's going to keep. So she opens the door and it's Jack Brennan. And she goes, what are you doing here? He goes, you got to come with me right away. So then it shows the next scene, Jack's and Jocelyn are rushing back through GH's doors. And Jocelyn comes over to Carly and Jason and Sunny. She goes, okay, what's going on? Because Jack didn't tell her anything. Why are you all here? Why? She's like, why are we here? And so they're looking, and so Carly says, it's Michael. She goes, what about Michael? What's going on? And then Lucas comes out, and Carly says, Lucas, how's Michael? What's going on with my son? And Lucas tells everybody that Michael has third degree burns over 30% of his body. At least it's not 50%. And guess what, everybody? His face isn't burnt up. That's interesting. His face wasn't burned. But oh, you could just see all the melted plastic, the burned skin and everything. So yeah, he's burnt really bad. And so Jocelyn says, He's gonna be okay, isn't he? He's gonna be okay. And Lucas says, he's in critical condition. And Carly says, that is not what she asked you, Lucas. Is Michael going to be okay? And he looks at Carly. He goes, Carly, we don't know. So, but we all, us and T, we know Michael's getting ready to go to a burn, the best burn center in the world, right? So, so anyway, that money is Sonny's. It will be put to good use. Okay, I don't care if you got to sell your island and buy an island or turn your island into the best burn unit in the world. Sonny, you gonna handle this. So anyway, they stopped showing that. Now we've got Nina. Oh, and the last scene is Isaiah is in the room with Michael, and he's talking to him, and he's saying, Michael, it's okay. And Michael starts kind of groaning a bit. And so he goes, it's okay, Michael. Just be calm. Uh, you're here at GH. I'm gonna take good care of you, Michael. So, good. Michael's conscious, right? But now we have Willow and Drew. Of course, we knew exactly what was going to happen with Willow and Drew. Her, but this, oh, but that, oh, but this, and I know, but so anyway, he loves to engineer it so that Willow appears to be the aggressor, and she falls right into it every time. Oh, she takes off, his shirt. Oh, she does, and then he takes off her little robe, and she just, and then on the bed, they make sure they always show Willow on top, always, as if she's truly the aggressor and all that. But really, whenever she's on top, she's just looking at him, looking. Is it because he's so much taller than her that they do it that way for aesthetics? Realistically, I guess, right? Boring. I fast forwarded all of them. What I didn't like in the beginning is the love scene between Drew and Willow was cutting in and out of the scene where Jason is putting the fire out of Michael. So we had to see a few scenes of that, and then back to Willow and Drew rolling in the bed. Oh, God. you know, and then back to Michael, Jason, dealing within the fire. So anyway, and they're talking, and she's like, he goes, whatever is gonna happen, we're gonna face it together. And then she looks at him, no, we're not, Drew. And I'm thinking, girl, if you think, see, you see the red headdress here. I mean, the red back of my seat. Anyway, I got a new chair. So yeah, goodness. So anyway, I was like, Willow, you can't make a decision if your life depended on it. He's gonna have you saying, "Oh, okay, whatever you say," faster than you can blink your eyelash. So, he goes, but true. He goes, no, whatever we're in for. She goes, it's gonna get ugly. I'm gonna be in for a fight, and I don't want this to affect you, Drew. He goes, Willow, forget about all that. I don't care about my position. I don't care about the seat. All I care about is you. You're who I want. You are the most important. And she's just looking at him. And he goes, I'm going to be by your side. We're going to be side by side in this together. So Nina barges into Curtis's office, and she's getting ready. She goes, I'm taking the company jet. Right? And he goes, to fly to DC to bust in on Willow, Drew, and Willow. She goes, Willow had the nerve to send me this text. Oh, it's gotten late. I'm just gonna stay the night. We're gonna stay in Drew's suite. She goes, there's no way I'm gonna allow that to happen. And Curtis says, I hate to break this to you, Nina, but it already is happening. It already has happened. There's nothing you could do. I could go and drag Willow and Wiley out of there. She goes, for one, waking Wiley up in the middle of the night would scare him. For two, what makes you think Willow would want to come? I gotta get through to her. She goes, Nina, you need to step back because if you, she goes, I'll hire my own private plane to get me there. He goes, if you do this, you are going to be the one who, for one, scares Wiley and makes matters worse. It's not going to turn out well. Do not do that. So she goes, he goes, look, I had a better idea. Drew, let's see how much he cares about his congressional seat and the power he may have, in politics. She goes, what do you mean? She goes, he goes, either he's going to care about his new position and realize it getting out a scandal with him and Willow, the jeopardy it puts him in, and he will back away from Willow. Or he's gonna double down and not care about his position in Congress because he's gonna have Willow. He goes, either way, Nina, Drew's gonna have to show his hand. Either way. And then you'll know exactly how to handle it, exactly how to, assess the situation. He goes, now here's what we do. You have some of your reporters taking pictures, or a reporter of Drew and Willow coming out of that hotel suite, looking hand in hand, and then let the invader leak the story. And I thought, Drew Curtis, Nina owns the invader. That would kind of come back on her, even though Nina always says they run stuff without my approval. I didn't know, right? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to fire whoever that was, and just not fire him. And so she goes, Curtis, that's intriguing. Intriguing. She goes, I know what you're saying. What's in it for you? Why would you even come up with scenarios that could hurt Drew? You already have your CEO position. And he said, we've got some board members and shareholders, large shareholders, that are expressing concern about me being the CEO for the next 5 years. And they need to see the decisions that Drew is making. They need to see how Drew's going to honor his commitments. She goes, oh, I see. Because then they will rally around you even more. So he goes, exactly. And I thought, Curtis, okay, go ahead. Right? So Nina says, no, I can't. Because me leaking, no matter how much I want Drew to get his, me leaking this information and making it public like that would only give Michael the ammunition he needs to take Willow's children. I can't have any part in that. And Curtis says, okay, all right, well, it was worth a mention. He's like, it was worth mentioning. And so she goes, I gotta do something. I gotta think of something. And Nina got a phone call that, somehow they didn't show that on the show, but she got a call about Michael because Willow and Drew are getting dressed. She goes, I gotta get back to my room because if Wiley wakes up, I don't want him to have to wonder where I'm at, you know. So she's getting ready. And mind you, she putting the little robe all the way on this time. Girl, why don't you just have it hanging off your arm like you were? You know? Better yet, why put it on at all? So um then she gets a phone call. Drew gets a phone call. And he goes, it's Nina. And he goes, Nina, I'm gonna have to call you tomorrow. So she goes, Drew, is Willow with you? What Willow and I do, Nina, is absolutely none of your business or none of your concern. And she goes, Drew, Michael is just admitted into GH. Let me speak to Willow. So he looks at Willow. He goes, here, Michael's in the hospital. And Willow takes it. What, Nina? What? No, he didn't tell her that. Or I don't think he didn't tell her that. So she goes, Nina, what's going on? She goes, Willow, Michael's been admitted into GH. There was a fire and he's badly burned. You're gonna have to get back here now. And Willow looks like, oh, my whole thing is, why? Don't you run to that hospital. Walking up to the family, how's Michael? Harley will rip her. Oh, look, that's if she gets to her before Jocelyn does, right? Because guess who's going to be right stuck to Willow's back going to that hospital to throw egg in the face? Drew. Drew's going to go there knowing the animosity that will be shown Willow walking in the middle of Michael's family with him. But see, that's Drew. And what Drew says, I'm here for Willow. Woo! Drew's going to make that whole thing worse. That whole situation worse. But that's Drew. And he'll be disguising it to Willow. I'm not going to let them attack you. I'm your support system. So we have the next minor thing is Brooklyn. Oh, it finally came out. She's talking to Lois, expressing her concern. Now, Chase is talking to Sasha. She got a little lightheaded because she hadn't eaten. So he makes her a plate of the food she was putting away because she was putting away dinner. So they're talking and he's expressing his concern that Brooklyn is worried, they haven't been able to conceive. And Sasha was giving encouragement, saying, look, you know what, you just have to, sometimes it's the stress you might put on you, the same old thing. She goes, have you either of you both been checked out? Just as a precautionary measure? And he goes, that's next on the list. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I've been trying to have a baby for 3 months or more. Trying every day, pretty much. On my ovulation, but all the time. If me as an adult don't think the first thing I'm going to do, because we in our mid to late 30s, is go and have a physical, complete checkup, head to toe, to make sure everything's in order. After the third month of non-conception, that would have been that's next. We would have had that done. But now they thinking about it. And the funny thing is all the conversation with Lois and Brooklyn, where she's trying to let Brooklyn know it'll just have to take its course. Why her own mama didn't say, what did your gynecologist say? Didn't say that. Right? She should have as her mother. Girl, you need to get checked out because it could be either you or him. But Brooklyn said, but we both know I didn't have a problem getting pregnant before. Mm-hmm. And Lois says, that was a long, long time ago, Brookie, and everything was fine. The pregnancy was textbook and the delivery was see? And the delivery was textbook. You have no problems having a healthy pregnancy. So Brooklyn is like, maybe it's the universe or God or karma, punishing me for what I did. And Lois says, what do you mean for what you did? You made the best decision for you. At the time, Brooklyn, you were in high school and you weren't ready. The decision, she goes, look, the decision, because she goes, but I haven't told Chase. And then Laura said, well, then tell him. Well, not after what we I can't conceive now. Now I can't say he thinks it's the first time for both of us. And Lois says, are you gonna let him think that? She goes, well, I can't tell him otherwise now. So Lois says, then you know what? Then the past is the past, Brooklyn. You don't owe him an explanation for something you did decades ago when you were a teen. You didn't know him, you didn't know a thing about him. He didn't come till decades later in your life. Your decisions are your own. You don't owe anyone an explanation. If you want to tell him, tell him. If you don't. Right? So, but guess what? It's going to be something complicated, something with your first pregnancy. Something is going to come out. And Chase is going to be hurt because you didn't trust me enough to tell me, blah, blah, whatever. So, but this is the first time we physically acknowledged. Now, how is it going to come out that Lois is going to have known Geo was Brooklyn's baby? I don't know. But that's going to be something that's going to be interesting coming out. It really, really, truly is. Um, Everybody, goodness, that's it for today. But comment corner was off the chain. 135 comments. Plus, we have more comments pouring in because GH didn't air yesterday, on Tuesday the 7th. But everybody go in, read comment corner. I was actually, since GH didn't come on yesterday, that's what I was doing. I was just reading comment corner. It was like I was talking to all of you all. So everybody go ahead and read comment corner. It is you guys did a great job. Michael's in critical condition. We know he's not going to die. Now, mind you, look, watch. The machines might beep off for a minute, but Gannon will get him straight if, in fact, that even happens. But we already know the setup is definitely going to be to move him to a very secure facility, a very, you know, one that's going to get him right. So I'm really happy about that. That's it, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow for another daily recap of General Hospital.